Welcome to Fringe Pop 321, the show that believes the world is stranger than we think, but thinking should not be strange. Can you identify the marine reptile in this picture? I'm guessing it's familiar, but if you need a little help, here's another one. You should have no doubt about it now. This is a plesiosaur. No, our topic today is not the Loch Ness Monster. We'll get to Nessie in a future episode. Rather, did you know that there are plesiosaurs in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics? Well, get ready for an education. Sort of. If you're like me, it's probably news to you that there are dinosaurs, plesiosaurs, in Egyptian hieroglyphics. After all, the consensus of paleontologists is that dinosaurs died out long before humans appeared on Earth. In the case of the plesiosaur, that marine reptile lived in the Mesozoic era, roughly 65 to 200 million years ago. So what's this business about plesiosaurs being in Egyptian hieroglyphic texts? If that's true, then Egyptians at the very least knew what living dinosaurs looked like, and perhaps plesiosaurs lived contemporaneously with human beings. So what's going on here? Take a look at this hieroglyphic inscription. The hieroglyph in the green square is our focus. Let's zoom in for a close look. Now folks, again, pardon me, but that really does look like a plesiosaur. Don't you think so? As the old saying goes, looks can be deceiving. The internet amateur research community is convinced that the Egyptians coexisted with plesiosaurs, or at least humans in some period close to that of ancient Egypt. Now, some young Earth creationists also want this to be a plesiosaur as well. Others, like old Earth creationists, really don't care. So what's the truth? Well, you came to the right place. The truth is that this is not a plesiosaur, and it's frankly easy to demonstrate that reality. What we actually have in our hieroglyph is, believe it or not, a goose, one that's being prepped for cooking. Let's start by noting that this hieroglyph is well known and occurs frequently in Egyptian texts. We need look no further than Sir Alan Gardner's massive Egyptian grammar, the one I had to use in grad school. Gardner's grammar includes a sign list with hieroglyphs grouped by an alphanumeric system. The numbering is assigned according to Gardner's grouping of signs by type. For example, he groups humans, he groups bird hieroglyphs, deities, so on and so forth. He has lots of categories. The sign in question is G54 in Gardner's list. G is the bird category, and this is number 54 in that category. Here's an image from Gardner's sign list of this particular sign. Gardner's brief entry notes the phonetic sounds associated in Egyptian with the sign, and, importantly for our discussion, that it is used by the native Egyptian scribes as a determinative. That's what DET means in the picture. In Egyptian grammar, determinatives are signs that are used to classify words. In this case, this sign classifies the verb wesen, which means to wring the neck of, birds in this case, or to offer, as in to present a food offering. The point is that Egyptian scribes often used this hieroglyph for cooking or offerings, not to classify sea animals. The sign is well known, and the goose understanding works in hundreds of texts. But there's actually more to this. Now, we don't need to depend on Gardner's Egyptian grammar to know that our hieroglyph is in fact a goose. Egyptian art and objects for everyday use validate the association of this sign with food offerings or eating in general. Here's the backside of a carved Egyptian wooden spoon. It's pretty obvious. This carving is identical to our hieroglyph except for its orientation. And you can see a little more detail here because there's just more space for detail. Let me show you the flip side to show you that this is indeed a spoon. Let's take a look as well at this portion of an Egyptian offering scene. Look closely in the green square. Obviously, this is a scene involving prepping food or foodstuffs for food offerings. In other words, they're not serving plesiosaur for dinner or for the food offering. This is a goose. Our goose, in fact, is about to be cooked in that scene. And that's basically where the plesiosaur idea is. It is not going to hold water, and its days should be over. Well, unfortunately, what all this means is that there are no plesiosaurs in Egyptian texts. Our goose hieroglyph shows up in hundreds and hundreds of texts, and depictions of cooking and offering scenes make use of this hieroglyph frequently. Those scenes are proof positive of what the hieroglyph actually is and, of course, what it means. Thanks for watching this episode of Fringe Pop 321. Please visit our website for more information and resources about this episode and all of our episodes. And again, come back and watch some more, because what you know may not be so.